would leave it on the podium. Is there anybody who would like to address the board this evening? Okay, seeing no one. We will move on to our awards, recognitions, and presentations. Dr. Matthews.
Thank you. This evening we are excited because we can honor one of our own, our 2017 Support Person of the Year. And I would turn to Ms. Diglio, who will go to the podium.
What a delight to have a full crowd to honor someone that's been an amazing employee with us for 17 years. And I've had the honor to work with her directly and indirectly for the last 17 years. So I'd like to invite Kathy Donovan to the podium. I know how all of us recognize how important our assistants and our secretaries are to us in all the buildings. Ms. Donovan, as I mentioned, has been here for 17 years. She has served as a counseling secretary. She's been in community ed. She has served 2 high school principals. I was one of them. And now she's at the ESB with me and serves as my executive assistant. When I was a new principal, Ms. Donovan helped me through one of my toughest transitions and one of my greatest transitions. She supported me and the entire staff, kept me on track with reports and responsibilities, made sure I was prepared for my meetings, managed my calendar, which all of you in the high school knows that that's very busy, and knew how to determine when things were urgent and required my immediate attention, and kept me focused on kids, which was my priority, the staff, and of course our parents who support us every day. She is a master at prioritizing, and her follow-through is impeccable. We were separated for a few months. She was promoted to the assistant superintendent's executive assistant for human resources and left me behind at the high school. And then I had the opportunity to rejoin her here, and together as a team we created several transparent protocols to best serve our entire district. And that's the pleasure of being at the board office is now we went from serving the whole high school that now we together get to serve the whole district. She has elevated so much in the area of customer service. We just couldn't do it without her. Her work ethic, her discipline, her wealth of knowledge, her experience, her organizational skills, her communication impacts the entire district. And when I say she literally impacts every employee that comes through the district, she literally touches everyone that enters our district and exits our district through the protocols and processes that go through the Office of Human Resources. She is kind and compassionate. She often is the first person that people meet, and that is a wonderful welcoming to anyone in our district. Her duties and responsibilities are met with deadlines, hard deadlines, as she does a lot of state and federal reporting out of our office. And she impacts the success of just about everyone throughout the district with what she does. She's caring and helpful, she's confident, determined, and she serves anyone that needs her help. And her work is always accurate, it's on time, it's professional, and she is one of the greatest team players, and I'm so happy to call her my teammate. As all of you athletes are out there, your teamwork will continue beyond high school and sports. She is one of the greatest teammates that I've had. I admire her pride and her strength. And in addition to being a phenomenal executive administrative assistant, she's a wonderful mom, wife to Bruce, who's here with us this evening, daughter, daughter-in-law, sibling, friend, and pet owner. Yeah. We've been through a lot together with our pets. She's generous, has such a warm heart, and keeps people the #1 priority, which is an asset in the Human Resources Office, because that's what we're all about. It is with great honor that I recognize Ms. Kathy Donovan for the Betty Campion Support Person of the Year for the Novi Community School District. She is not only most deserving, but she embodies what the award stands for, which is selfless service to others. So congratulations.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, my job is made easier by working with people like Carol. Her and I think a lot alike. We are all procedure and, getting things done. And I was so glad when she came here and we were able to work together again. So I just want to introduce my husband, Bruce. He's my best friend, and he supports me through all of the, ups and downs of being in HR and state reporting and all of those times where you're pulling your hair out a little bit. But thank you, everybody. Thank you for Carol for recognizing me, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You really shouldn't have run away from the microphone quite so soon. Could you at least continue to stand up? Look up here, Kathy. I'm talking to you.
I'm sorry.
No problem. I had the privilege, I don't even know how long ago, but when you were at the high school to do some substitute teaching and then some substitute secretarial, and Kathy was always encouraging and positive and patient there, and it's been a pleasure to watch your career develop over time, and it's an honor to call you not only a friend but a coworker. And the three words that I would use to describe you are a person of integrity, a person that's just really super kind and thoughtful and always looking towards the best interest for other people. So you're well deserving of this award, and I'm just really proud of you. And thank you for serving all the employees in the district.
Thank you.
Good job. Would any other board members like to have Kathy come back to the podium? All right. Well,
Very modest.
yeah. Well, we do thank you for being a part of our district, and it is employees like you that make it a great place to be for all these kids, and certainly the smile and the warm welcoming. I don't know. I don't personally know Kathy real well, but my goodness, the accolades. Just a quick question. She now goes into a pool, right, at the Oakland schools.
That's correct.
So, well, not a swimming pool for you athletes. She goes into another group of people from all around Oakland County.
Yep.
And how soon will we hear about that?
Probably in May. It's
Okay.
usually mid-May.
Okay. Well, we'll be praying that happens for you as well. So, thank you. All right. Next on our agenda are our reports to the board, and we have our winter athletics report. Dr. Matthews.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy, and I would like to introduce our athletic director, Brian Gordon, who will introduce a variety of teams and coaches this evening to celebrate our winter sports. Mr. Gordon.
Thank you, Dr. Matthews, and thank you for having us. Before we get started, one of the most important things that we do, absolutely, is the hiring process and who we put in front of kids. And that goes for athletics as well, when we hire our coaches. Mrs. Donovan, thank you for all your hard work. You absolutely keep us on point all the time. We very much appreciate everything that you do for athletics and for kids in this community. We can't thank you enough. And congratulations. Another great year, another great season. This past winter, Novi athletes, 325 males, 337 females competed in over 375 contests across the state of Michigan, both at the middle school and high school level. While our teams are typically very successful from a wins and losses standpoint, our student athletes continue to excel even more in the classroom. This winter alone, 208 student athletes received a KLAA Academic Achievement Award. If you are one of those students, will you please stand and be recognized? Now this goes to students who maintain, freshmen are not eligible, but for students who maintain a 3.25 GPA cumulative or higher. Many of our teams received academic all-state. These teams would be the men's swim and dive, men's ice hockey. In addition to those accolades, our boys and girls basketball team won the district championship. That has never happened in the history of the school where both boys and girls in the same season, or the same year for that matter, have won the district. Mitch Goodman, who is here with us today, state qualifier, honorable mention All-State on the slopes. Boys swim and dive, finished 4th in the state for the first time ever.
Woohoo!
The highest in school history. Our own Ellie McKay also set the girls basketball single season scoring record of 461 points. I think a lot of free throws too, a lot of free throws. She also became the second Wildcat to score a record 1,000 points. Our athletic department continues to host many MHSAA and KLA tournaments. This past winter, we've hosted the following: pre-regional hockey, regional hockey, quarterfinal hockey, state semifinal hockey, and the state finals at USA Hockey Arena. We also hosted the conference swim and dive, multiple cheer competitions, and some other individual swim and dive tournaments as well. Many of our student athletes excel in their sports to a point where they receive all-state recognition. Each sport is unique in nature and how this recognition is awarded. This season, we're proud to announce that we have 9 all-state athletes. Congratulations to them. Again, in February, we signed athletes who have the unique opportunity to pursue their athletic and academic careers at what many will refer to as the next level. This year, Eric Rice, who was signed to go to play soccer at Northwood University. Kyle Bandick, soccer, University of Detroit Mercy. Grace Backus, soccer, Central Michigan University. Nathan Hankerson, football, Saginaw Valley University. Anthony D'Annabelle, football, University of Dayton. Phil Ballou, Saginaw Valley State University. Camden Murphy, swimming, the University of Georgia. We will have more coming this spring in May as even Ellie Robinson, our co-op, signed to row at Michigan State University. So we'll have more, and usually we're right around 25 to 30 student athletes who get that unique opportunity. All I can say is it's been one heck of a fall, or a winter. Fall was great, winter's even been better. At this time, I would like to bring up our student athletes, team by team. Mr. Luongo from hockey, would you like to come to the podium, please?
Hi, Coach Bellucci wanted to be here tonight, but he's asked me to speak on his behalf. I got an email with this a few hours ago, so forgive me if I misspeak. Novi School Board members, thank you very much for honoring the winter sports teams at the meeting tonight. I apologize for not being in attendance, but daddy duty calls with the volleyball tournament in Chicago this weekend. I'd like to acknowledge the 4 members of the Novi varsity hockey team who received All-State Academic from the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association this year. The award requires that a senior must have a combined GPA of 3.5 or higher. 4 seniors received the award this year: Ryan Fonda, Cam Chapsky, Zach Purpich, and Anthony Luongo. That's me. Along with the 4 seniors who received the individual award for the 15th straight year, the 21 members of the varsity hockey team received the All-State Team Academic Award with a combined GPA of 3.2. Considering all the extra work we do off the ice, video, workouts, and even yoga, it's a huge accomplishment that the team manages their time so well. To give a quick recap of our season, we definitely had 2 different seasons this year. First half of the season started off great for the team. We were 8-2-1 heading into Christmas break. Then in the second half, injuries decimated our team. We played without a full team until our first playoff game against Stevenson. At one time, we had a third of our team out with injuries. In our games versus hockey powerhouses Brighton and Heartland, we had only 12 skaters. These were some tough times, but to the credit of the other players, we never gave up and we persevered. We gave Stevenson a battle in the playoffs, but lost 3-2 to end our season. We also split with our rival Northville, Novi winning the first game 2-1, and Northville winning the second one at Clark Park 5-3. So on behalf of the varsity hockey coaching staff, again, I'd like to say thank you for honoring the hockey team tonight. And I'd like to congratulate all the other winter sports teams too. Thank you and go Wildcats from Coach Vellucci. Then on behalf of the players, I'd like to thank the board, Mr. Gordon, all the coaches, and everybody involved in the athletic department for giving us the opportunities that we're able to pursue, and congratulate all the other athletes on their achievements this season. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Wrestling is a sport that is unique in nature. It takes a special student athlete to wrestle. Wrestlers are some of the toughest kids that walk through our hallways. It's an extremely difficult sport. I was a basketball player. All I can tell you is that I remember shooting my 25 free throws and watching the wrestlers coming into the gym after a workout and saying, I'm so glad that I can play basketball. Nobody works harder than our wrestlers. This year, they were Central Division champions with a 5-0 record and had 4 individuals advance to the regional individual. Coach Smith is certainly an amazing role model for our kids. He is an amazing father to his kids at home and an amazing husband to his wife, Jen. We are extremely fortunate to have Coach Smith in charge of our wrestling program and leading kids every single day. You will always find him in our new fitness room every single afternoon. And he always says that he's got to leave early to go work his day job. We cannot thank him enough for everything that he does. Coach Smith, would you please come to the podium for where you are now?
That is true. I am the head wrestling coach here at the high school. That is my full-time job. I'm a part-time owner. I'd like to thank the board for your continued support, the community for supporting us, and Brian Gordon lets me do just about whatever I want to do. So, and it is a tough sport to coach. It's a tough sport to recruit. So we need everybody pushing the wheel the same direction in order to have a successful program. I love my job. Connor, come on up with me for a second. It is I got my AARP card last year, and which that doesn't go well with being a high school wrestling coach. I always said that I was going to get out of wrestling when I couldn't compete anymore with kids, because it's such a sport that you have to be able to have hands-on work with the kids in order to be a good teacher of the sport. And I still wrestle. I'm not saying I'm leaving, but I am saying I am getting there. And Connor Young is one of my assistants. He's my right-hand man, and Connor wrestles every day with the kids, lifts every day, and does a lot of our technique in the room. And I'd like to extend a appreciation hand to Connor Young as well. Don't worry, I won't let you speak. Those of you that were at our horse banquet, you would agree with me. We're going to work on that for next year. I love my job. I love coaching this group of young men. The wrestling lineup is made up of 14 weight classes. Those of you that don't know, there's 14 weight classes, ranging from 103 to 275. Anytime that you miss one of those weight classes, somebody gets injured, you can't fill that void. You give up 16 points to the other team. And when there's only 14 weight classes, that's a tough hill to get over when you're giving up voids. This year, when we started out the season, I thought I had a 103-pounder, which is a tough weight class to fill. It ends up we didn't have one. So right out of the gate, we're giving up 16 down with a season-ending knee injury, so now we're avoiding 2 weight classes. So you can imagine, I had many sleepless nights trying to come up with a lineup. 2 years ago, we were division champs. Last year, we were 3rd. So we made it one of our team goals this year that we were going to return to being division champions. The KLAA is the best league in the state as far as wrestling goes. Last year we had the state champs, year before state champs, year before runner-up. Brighton, Howell, Waldeck Central, John Glenn, all of those teams are always ranked in the top 10 in the state. So we couldn't afford giving up team points the way that we were. To return as division champs undefeated with our lineup, you end up having to put kids in a position where they shouldn't be wrestling that weight class. Maybe they don't weigh enough. Maybe their skill level isn't where it needs to be at the varsity level, but we did it anyways, and the kids returned division champs, and I couldn't be more proud of this group of young men that I have. And at that time, I'd like to introduce that group to you. Stand up, guys. Come on up on weight class. Senior Chris Silva. Senior Chris Silva. Sophomore Ryan Ferris. Senior Travis Davis. Sophomore regional qualifier Matt George. Sophomore Ryan Hurd. Senior district champ, our first one in 8 years, Lincoln Cleary. Senior regional qualifier Corey Grassmeyer. Sophomore, who is this? Kyle Heslock. And junior, Chad Howard. Thanks for your time, board. Thank you.
Joel will often come into my office and say, hey, as you can tell by his speech, you got a minute? Never a minute. Never a minute. Love it, Coach. You know that. Congratulations. Next, I would like to bring up members of our girls basketball team to the podium.
Hi, I'm Julia Lane. I'm a junior on the girls basketball team. This is my 3rd year on this team, and it was definitely one of the best this year. Our record was 17-7. We made it to the semis in the KLAA tournament, which was awesome. It was a great feeling to play Wade Memorial. Tough game. And we had a great run in the playoffs, defeating Plymouth, Northville, and Canton. We were able to win the first district championship since 2006, which is incredible. It was a great feeling. So glad I was part of this team to do it. And sadly, we lost in the first round of regionals, but overall, it was an amazing season with great coaches and a great team.
I'm Lauren, and I'm a junior, and this year I got the privilege to be the manager on the team. So for me especially, I got to watch the team grow, because in the beginning of the season, everyone knew each other, and their skills weren't as good, but by the end of the season, everyone was like a family, and we just got so much better as a team.
You know, obviously we had a really great year this year, and we couldn't have done it without the support of our community. So first and foremost, we'd like to thank the community, the board members, you know, all of our people who are here, people who come to our games, support us, you know, the boys basketball team, big supporters. So, you know, that's the reason we come out. That's why Ellie McKay's in the weight room every single day, and they're shooting afterwards, you know. That's why we all put so much work into this, you know, because we have the support of the board members, the community. You know, Novi's just such a great place to be at, and we really couldn't have done it without you guys. So from the entire program, from the bottom of our hearts, you know, from Coach Kelm all the way down to the freshman team, you know, we thank you guys, and we do really appreciate all you guys do for us. We're so lucky incredible weight room. You know, great gym equipment. I mean, we have phenomenal coaches, staff. You know, Mr. Gordon does everything for us, and we're just really thankful for that. You know, we're also thankful for our coach, Coach Kelp, Coach Arrow, Coach Antolette. We know Coach Kelp, he would love to be here, he'd love to get up here and speak, but unfortunately he couldn't make it tonight. But he also extends his thanks as well. So, you know, thank you so much for being a part of our season, our championship season. We can't wait to, you know, show up next year and show you guys what we can do. So thank you very much.
Again, one of the hardest working programs in our building. I call Coach Kelp is he's an amazing coach, and you know we have a lot of coaches in our district, 140 actually, between all the volunteers and everybody that comes out at the middle school and high school level, and we have several that are what I would consider a master coach, somebody who absolutely gets it, and Coach Kelp is one of those. Tonight he is watching his daughter's kindergarten program of some sort. I'm sure there's some music involved. And so he is in the stands, and he told me that he would be in charge of the video camera. So he said to extend his thanks to everyone, and we thank him and the girls for everything. Great run, girls. Next, girls basketball, district champions. Boys basketball, district champions. Let's bring Coach Sonali.
Thank you. Thanks to the board for having us tonight. I'm going to do a quick introduction. We're going to have our two of our captains are here tonight, so we're going to have them speak first, and then I'll kind of wrap things up. So Trenton Hankerson and John Davis, come on up, please.
So tonight we just wanted to thank everybody for being with us this whole season and for the support. We want to thank Jeff. He was here for he is our trainer for the beginning of the season, and he ended up leaving, and then Keegan came and took over. So we were thankful to have her throughout the duration of the season with some injuries going on, and so that was good. We also want to thank some of the parents, most of the parents actually, for team dinners. They were great, they were fantastic. They were great team building activities and stuff, so those were really good. We also want to thank you guys and some of the students at our school for some of the support. Some of the other teams, I mean, I know you guys can't always make it to our games, but it's great for the support when we do have you there, so we get really excited on the court, you know. So we just want to thank you guys for them, and so here I'll have John take over.
All right.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank who I call our two biggest fans, Mr. Morris and Mr. Williametta, who's not here right now. He's always out there. He always talks to every one of us before the game, gives us some good, wise words before we go out there, so we want to give a special thank you to them. The season, we went back-to-back district champions, which is an amazing accomplishment. I mean, it was a crazy ride, two totally different seasons from 2 years ago and then this year. This year, we didn't start out too hot. We started out 3-4, played a couple of really good teams in John Glenn and Wayne Memorial and Toledo St. John's. And I remember a specific moment right after the Wayne Memorial game where Sonali pulled me, Trendon, Trey, Gio, Al, and he brought us in there and he talked to us about how we kept losing all these close games, and we got to stop doing that. We got to start finding a way, not just to get close, but to push through and find a way to win those close games. And I think that talk and really recognizing what we can do, and if we could just finish these games, what we can accomplish, I think that really helped through our playoff run. And after that 3-4 start, division started, went 10-0, amazing accomplishment. Beat Northville 3 times. So that was awesome. That was a great house. We beat them twice, especially in the district championship, the home floor. It was a crazy run, and I was beating Canton was in their first game in the playoffs. That was a crazy game, Salem. And we made it all the way to the regional finals where we lost in the very last possible moment. Maybe it was after, but sorry. Sorry, though. But just can't explain what a crazy ride it was and how much fun I had of my 2 years on varsity and the relationships we grew together.
All right, thanks, guys. Just again to recap a lot of what the boys said. We had a great season this year. It was a lot of fun, and one of the things, we can talk numbers, we can talk about our record, and 18 wins and winning the division at 10-0 for the first time in school history, to win 10 games in the division, to get to the school's second ever regional final, and to come very, very close to winning. It gets, when you guys are at the games and you see the game, what these kids go through from November to March is an absolute grind, and it's kind of a cliche word, but the amount of time that they spend in practice in the weight room trying to get better is a tremendous accomplishment from where we started the season, where we could have been very discouraged at 3-4 record, to where we finished the season. And I couldn't be any more proud to be their coach. A lot of fun, and every year you get a different team. You get different leadership. You get different athletes that can do different things. And my job, along with Coach Stodinga, who's here as well. Coach, raise your hand really quick. Our job is to put them in the best position to be successful as often as we can. We don't always make the right decisions at times. We do our best, and they did a great job of responding this year. It was mentioned, it didn't end the way we wanted it to this year. And I mentioned to them in the locker room after the game, it was kind of our motto here as we went through our playoff run was never how you react, it's how you respond. And this team responded time and time again, and just showed the kind of moxie and the integrity and the character that they had and continue to have as we bring our players back for another run we're looking for next year. So just again a quick thank you to all the support, to the board members and the administrative staff that continues to come to our games. Recognize Steve Barr, who's always at our games, giving us the support for home and away. Dr. Matthews, who comes to our games as well as Mr. Gordon. The support that we get is tremendous, from the fans and the parents to the community members. It's coaching here in Novi now. This is my third year. The support is unmatched in my previous experiences. So you make my job very simple. In terms of just coming every day, just coaching kids, which is what I love to do. So thank you again, and the accomplishments were here.
Want to introduce your team?
Oh yeah, we will. So the accomplishments again this year go not just from our coaching staff, but our players. So we'll have everybody kind of come up and I'll introduce really quick. So guys, come on up really quick. We got junior Mihir Bandagi. Johnny Davis, our senior captain. Brendan Henderson, our junior captain. Cyrus Matisso, our sophomore. Austin McKay, junior. Jeff Porter, sophomore. Trillian Maddox, junior. My head assistant, Zach Dodinga. So again, thank you very much.
A lot of fun. And Johnny Davis, maybe that was very, very classy. Very classy. This is my 28th year in high school athletics, worked for a lot of principals, a lot of them, at all different levels. You know, as an athletic director, you will go to the principal asking for a favor. Hey, can we do this? Hey, would it be all right if I pull the kids out of class all day to do this? Is it all right if the golf team leaves for the 4th consecutive Monday to go play in a tournament at Oakland Hills or something like that? Nicole Carter is here, and she's our high school principal. I say this all the time, that we have, as an athletic director, you couldn't be in a better place than being here in Novi, because we have people who get it. Nicole, Mrs. Carter, absolutely gets it. She puts in tireless hours, academically, athletically, activities, band, you name it. When the POM team was at Saginaw Valley, Mrs. Carter's there. Nicole, will you please stand and... She too has a family, and all of us have families. And these kids are part of our families. But we just appreciate all the time and effort and your caringness and everything that you do for us. Thank you. State championship. All right, everybody ready? One more time. State championship. Say it with me.
State championship.
I'd like to bring to the podium members of our POM team, our state championship POM team.
Hi everyone, my name is Kieran Cow and I'm here on behalf of the Novi Pom-Pom program. This year our hard work earned us the state championships, and we couldn't have done it without the support from everyone. And I would like to thank the Board of Education, our principal, Mrs. Carter, Brian Jordan, or Mr. Jordan, our family and friends, and also our coaches Laura, Maddie, and Cerlia, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight due to prior engagements. I am so proud of all the accomplishments our team made. We worked hard and there were ups and downs, but in the end, all our hard work paid off and we had a great season. I hope there are many more to come and we can continue to add to the Novi legacy. Thank you.
Girls, wait, before you sit down, girls, could you
Ladies, don't go anywhere.
introduce
Okay.
themselves?
So Brooklyn Barons, she's a freshman. Micah, who's Danielle, actually Saruro, Eureka, Ayaka, Anna, and April.
You get to do this with us, unless you'd like to. We can have a couple more other athletes come on up. For the first time, I just pulled this out of the box. This is our state championship POM banner. Ladies, would you like to unveil it? Why don't we go right out here and do it? It's on, yeah, it's on.
We can see it on the screen too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's gorgeous.
So we will, like we do for state championships all the time, we usually do a banner raising kind of thing, but there's nothing going on in the gym in the spring. And so we will recognize our girls at the halftime of one of our soccer games. We've already played Northwood, because normally I do state championship banners at Northwood games. Maybe we'll do it during the district when we see them, but will be a time, and we'll talk about it with the coaches and with the kids when we can unveil that. I do want to say that we're very proud of you. Our POM girls have endured quite a bit. They have stuck together. Their families have stuck together. They have worked extremely hard. When everybody else is going home, the POM team is coming in to practice in the field house. On Sundays, they're in the field house. They absolutely work their tails off. And it is, I couldn't be more proud. I mean, we've had a couple state championships here the last few years, but this one is very special because of everything that you guys have worked your way through. You have stuck together as a team. You know, I talked about this at the spring parents' night. There's the highest honor you can pay any one of our student athletes is that they're a good teammate. And this team is loaded with tremendous teammates. Ladies, congratulations. Okay, while you're rolling that up, that's a process, I know. Coach Hirschfield she's the smartest coach we got. She has a PhD in engineering and is a professor at the University of Michigan. She is one of Novi's own. She is also the POM coach at the University of Michigan. So not only does she coach and teach for U of M, but she also splits her time and hustles over to Novi to run our POM program. I cannot thank her enough for coming in and really establishing or continuing what Gina Katrine started. And let's not forget what Mrs. Katrine has done for the POM program as well, because she's very much a part of this too. So congratulations. Lastly, we had a pretty good swim team this year. Pretty smart too, a lot of them. About 77 strong swim. They have to swim in shifts. It's just unbelievable. And when Coach Polanski came in, the numbers were not that. And since then, with the help of obviously him and his staff, the team has grown. And with that comes a lot of success. And not only in the water, but also in the classroom. All of our student athletes, that's first and foremost, that's why they're student athletes, not just athletes. Coach Polanski, would you like to come to the podium, please?
Thank you for having us tonight. We really appreciate you doing this for us. It's a great thing to be here every year. I'm going to try and keep my comments fairly brief. One of the things that I do for our team at the end of every year is I edit together a highlight video, and Mr. Gordon caught it last week and said, "Would you show that at the board meeting?" So I'm gonna let the video do most of the talking, but just want to say thank you once again to the board. So much support from all of you. I see you in the stands as we've gone around this year. You've had so many nice comments for us. Dr. Matthews and assistant superintendents. I know during state meet I was getting texts from Mr. Barr there about how we were doing and so on. And of course, Mr. Gordon, I want to say thank you very much. I've been in a lot of places where swimming doesn't get a whole lot of support. You know, if something's broken, they just say, "Well, we don't have money for swimming, so sorry." We had scoreboard problems this year, and Mr. Gordon was the first one to say, "Tell me what you need, we're going to get it fixed. I just want you to worry about coaching your team and not having to worry about whether your scoreboard's working or not." So we truly appreciate it. Although I do think we should be in the running for that hardest working team because we were alone in the mornings before school 4 days a week. Well, not quite. Dr. Matthews was in there with us. But no, and to all the other athletes, thank you guys. You guys had a great season too, and Basketball team, I'm sorry that last game didn't work out the way you want, but I love basketball, and I was there, and I had so much fun rooting for you guys. That was still fun, so thank you so much. Even though they're not here, I want to thank our assistant coaches, because again, with 70-some guys on the team, you can't do it without them. Coach Stark, Coach Don Mason, our diving coach. We added a few more people. We had Bill McCord join us this year, and another coach, Mr. Gray Baylog, and they helped out so much. I'm going to introduce the guys real quick, and then I think our captains have a few words, and then I'll come back and play the video. So gentlemen, if you want to come on over this way, I'll introduce them real quick. Member of our All-American Medley Relay, sophomore Daniel Chung. One of the first freshmen I can remember in a long time to make the state finals in the 500 free, Mr. Max Robbins. The guy that gives us the most stress every year. He never makes a state cut until the last chance meeting. He does it on purpose, but he did it. He made state finals this year, Mr. Preston Harrell. Then conference finalist, first-time state qualifier this year, Mr. Eric Halbeth. One of our most dedicated young men. This guy was in danger of being late for morning practice, and he was so dedicated, he just tore out of his garage to get there. He did forget to open the garage door. One of our other state finalists, and also one of our team captains for next year, Mr. Max Williams. One of our outgoing team captains, senior and state qualifier, Joel Kodik. A member of 2 All-American Consideration Relays. We gotta wait. We're feeling pretty good about that 400 free relay. So I think he's going to be an All-American when it's all said and done. Mr. Alex Yuan. Again, one of our state meet alternates and just one of the guys who was a big inspiration for us during championship season, Mr. Steven Satari. One of our incoming captains for next year, winner of our Most Improved Award, our diver, Jack McClure, made it all the way to states and just barely missed making finals, but we get him back next year. So, one of our incoming captains for next year, Mr. Brian Sun. One of our outgoing team captains and the guy that makes doing all this so much fun for everybody. Multiple state finalists, multiple school record holder, Mr. Big Sid Coretti. And again, multiple school record holder, conference champion, state finalist in 2 events, Mr. Joey Berman.
I agreed I'd say something real quick just so I can get the swimmer perspective. First off, thank you so much for all the support, especially Doc Matthews. Seeing you in the weight room motivates us to work harder. Seeing everybody at the meet, I remember looking in the stand at state meet. I saw Dr. Matthews, I saw Mrs. Carter, I saw a few teachers there for us. That support, knowing that they want to see us swim well, is just a little extra motivation. A few facts about our season. We did go 13-0. Coach Chumatz mentioned it, but he was coach of the year for Miska, so give him a round of applause. We also had the swimmer of the year, Camden Murphy. He's actually training right now, so he's not here. And then, just to add on to that, I believe we had 5 individual All-States, 6 or 7 All-Americans, and then every single guy you see here in the sweater, except 1 or 2, was academic all-conference. So that's the biggest thing there. So, thank you.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's unbelievable. They were winning the thing for quite some time, and also I want to add too that they gave one of those other schools a push hard, not only at the state finals, but also at Oakland County where they were runner-up as well. And they were, for the first time, conference champions ever, I think, in the history of the school. So congratulations.
The video?
The video.
Oh, no, hold on.
Oh.
Knew it was gonna be a long night. We're gonna close our presentation with the video, but before we do that, I wanna bring up an individual, one of our skiers. Mitch Goodman, come on up. Mitch is a four-year individual state qualifier, the first and only in school history. 3 years all-state honors, placed top 3 in the regionals all 4 years. 2015 slalom regional champ, 2016 Oakland County Dream Team, and 4 years all-conference. I think, and obviously Mitch he's a gifted skier. And our ski program, for those, and I've said this before, they have a lot of fun. They do. And they're a lot of fun to watch. And what Coach Fisher and Coach Whiteside, as I love to say, Coach Crockett, have done with those guys is just phenomenal. But Mitch is he's gonna give you a summarize the season. But what I really want him to talk about is a special moment that we had earlier this winter with his brother. And Mitch, I'm going to leave it up to you.
Thank you. This season we had a lot of good wins in the league meets. Unfortunately, only one of us made it to state. But that's not the important part. Our season, we definitely have the most fun out of any team, I think. We're always laughing. There's so much involvement by all of the parents and the community, the coaching staff. There's a lot that goes into the meets, setting everything up. So first, I'd like to give a thank you to the coaches. I'd like to thank the board. I'd like to thank the community and everyone else who supports us. But we had a very special moment this year. My brother, who has special needs, got to race his first varsity race, and he loved it. It was a great opportunity for him. I know the news covered it. It was a big deal. He had a great time, and we were very thankful for the coaches for giving him that opportunity. And thank you all.
You know, some of us were there that night, and when Mitch's brother came down the hill, and there was this huge roar, and somebody standing next to me, and they go, "It's never been this loud." It was just such an amazing moment for the Goodman family and for the entire program. And everybody around, all the other schools, the other 12, 15 schools that come to these meets, as they had all their tents set up and everything else, everybody knew he was coming down the hill. So it was just a wonderful, wonderful moment. We're going to close this out with our video, but before we do that, I just want to extend thanks to everybody. Y'all know we are. Everybody, we're all Wildcats. We all put in hours and hours of time and commit, donate hours, donate everything that we need to do for our programs to be successful in every single way. Teaching life lessons to kids, making them better adults. Athletics can teach that. And Novi, it is absolutely getting done. So thank you. I couldn't be more proud to be the athletic director here. So, if I can start our video. I think it's right here. It is playing, the sound is playing on YouTube online, so that's what I was told.
Could we take the microphone and put it next to the speaker. Maybe our technical people could help us during our break and we could at least show it so it's meaningful. And then we can let these guys go.
Certainly well deserving. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you to everyone.
Well, we do thank you for being here. We are going to take a break so y'all can leave and go home because I know you have homework, probably many of you. But thank you so much for coming and thanks for sharing the teamwork and all of that effort with your teammates and with us. It has been a pleasure to watch you grow.
Thank you.
Very good.
And we are back from our break this evening. We have a few more items I just got locked out of my iPad, sorry. We are moving, into our consent items now. Dr. Matthews?
Thank you. On your consent agenda this evening, you have approval of minutes from the April 13th board meeting, and then approval of bills, our check register and our purchase card report to the board.
Okay, thank you. I will entertain a motion. Mrs. Glebzinski?
I make a motion that the Novi Community Schools Board of Education accept consent items A and B as presented.
Support. And moved by Mrs. Glebzinski and supported by Mrs. Hood. Is there any discussion on the items? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. All right. And our next on our agenda is our action items. First is the personnel report. Dr. Matthews?
Thank you, Ms. Murphy, and I will turn to Ms. Diglio for the first personnel report.
Thank you, Dr. Matthews. I have 3 recommendations this evening. Kathleen Alexander, Village Oaks speech and language pathologist, is retiring. Lynn Craycraft from Village Oaks is a teacher retiring, and Tracy Trailer from Novi Meadows is a special ed teacher that has resigned.
I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Armenta?
Yeah, move to support personnel recommendations as presented.
Support.
It's been moved by Mr. Mena and supported by Mrs. Stevenson. Is there any comments or questions about the items?
I feel compelled, since my boys were at Village Oaks and Mrs. Craycraft was John's 3rd grade teacher, and she was a perfect 3rd grade teacher. So the district is poorer that she's leaving us.
Yeah, she has been in the district quite some time,
Yeah.
hasn't she? Yeah. All right.
But I wish her well.
All right, without further ado, we will call a question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next is our administrative new hire, Dr. Matthews.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. Sue Burnham, the principal of Village Oaks Elementary School, has indicated that she will be retiring at the end of the 2016-2017 school year. The process for replacing Ms. Burnham began in February with posting of this opening. The initial posting generated 133 applicants. Based on our online pre-screener, 20 were selected for the first round of telephone interviews. Those were hour-long interviews conducted by Ms. Diglio and Mr. Asher, principal at Novi Woods. From that screening, 9 were selected for a second hour-long phone interview. These interviews used our HumanX screening process as well. From those screening interviews, 6 were selected for in-person interviews before a panel. 2 of the 6 candidates were internal Novi staff, teachers with administrative certification who went through the process and ranked in the top 6. The interview panel consisted of district and building administrators, teachers from Village Oaks, and a parent from Village Oaks. The committee recommended 2 candidates to me, and I interviewed those 2 candidates on Wednesday, April 12th, and then placed reference calls. Tonight, I would like to recommend to the board that you approve Alex O'Feely to be the next principal of Village Oaks Elementary School. Dr. O'Feely began his educational career as a first-grade teacher at Bingham Farms Elementary School in the Birmingham School District. He has been an administrator since 2009 at the middle school and high school level. He has been at Derby Middle School as an assistant principal since 2011. Dr. O'Feely will be a great fit for Village Oaks because he has elementary experience. He has proven himself to be a capable and strong administrator. He understands teaching and learning. He has the capacity to provide strong instructional leadership, and he has proven that he can develop strong relationships with families and students. Most importantly, he relates well to and has a strong desire to provide great educational environments for the students at Village Oaks. So tonight I would recommend that the board approve Dr. O'Feely as the new principal of Village Oaks Elementary School.
All right. I would entertain a motion. Mrs. Glebzinski?
I make the motion that Novi Community School District Board of Education approve Alex O'Feely as the new principal for Village Oaks Elementary.
It's been moved by Mrs. Glebzinski and supported by Mrs. Hood. Is there questions? Are there questions or comments from the board? Mrs. Glebzinski?
Yeah, we were provided with his application credentials. Is that what
His
that was?
resume.
With his resume and his cover letter. And one thing that really struck me with the cover letter was his description of when he knew teaching was right for him. And you could just tell through his materials the passion that he has, the importance education is to him. And he looks like he will be a wonderful addition to the district. So I support this recommendation wholeheartedly.
Other comments or questions? I was excited to see a Michigan grad come for us. We have a lot of state people, so it's nice that we don't discriminate that way. All right, well, without further ado, I will call the question. All those in favor of approving Alex O'Feely as the new principal for Village Oaks Elementary, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
I have pending the vote.
Can I ask one thing? Would it be possible to put a one-pager out and send it out for the listserv, introducing Dr. Ophelia to the community?
Yep, we're planning to do that as quickly as we can. And I've also invited Dr. Feely to come to the May 4th board meeting to meet the board.
Oh, thank you. That was my next question.
All right, well, moving on, we are going to the middle school science textbooks and materials, and this was on our agenda last meeting for discussion. Dr. Matthews?
Thank you. And I will turn to Mr. Barr and or Dr. Weber.
Thank you. As before you, that was discussed in the last board meeting, is the bid for the change in the science program to what's called the CPUP, the Science Education for Public Understanding Program at Novi Middle School for 7th and 8th grade. This was discussed last week by Ms. Plonsky, and in the materials is information related to the bid that we received from Lab Aids. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to address them.
I'll entertain a motion first. Mr. Mena?
I move that we award the purchase of science textbooks and supplies to the Lab Aids in the amount of $132,430.40, and that the funds be expended from the general funds and capital projects fund.
Support.
It's been moved by Mr. Mena and supported by Mr. Cook. Any additional questions for Mr. Barr? Mr. Weber? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next, we have our information discussion part of the evening. We have classroom furniture. Dr. Matthews.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. And this classroom furniture comes to the board as part of our 2014 bond, and I will turn back to Mr. Barr.
Thank you. It's much more exciting. There was like 200 kids here considering this is really for the high school students. They're applauding the parking lot. As we discussed over the last several years, part of the 2014 bond was the upgrading, replacement of a large majority of the furniture for students in the high school. Depending on the grade level, depending on the school, it's either desks and or chairs, and for sure pretty much desks or tables for every school. Including your board packages and timeline, it's a revised timeline showing, honestly, amazingly how much has been done in the school district since spring of 2013. And I won't rehash and show that to you, but I will tell you that last summer was quite excruciating how much was not just installed, but the hardest part of purchasing the furniture is disposing of the old furniture in a legal fashion. You cannot just say, I will send a school like furniture on a truck or a boat to South America for needy students. It's just not allowed by law until you determine the value of the assets, which we do via auctions. So we were able to sell a great majority, if not all of the furniture, and it may not be a lot of money, but it's better than zero. So that was actually, honestly, a lot more time than receiving new furniture. So we originally planned on being able to do some elementaries this summer. It's just not practical to do that when you've got 3,000 pieces of desks and 3,000 chairs for high school to do at the same time. So I've pushed that timeline back to August 18th. If we can do it sooner, great. But the last thing we want to do is end up disposing of old furniture and then coming back, let's say, at winter break, and everyone's sitting on the floor in case something happens. So we're going to be cautious on that. Before you is the recommendation to replace the furniture at Novi High School. And I don't have quantities in there intentionally, but I will tell you we have approximately 2,000 students at Novi High School. But included in this proposal is a not-to-exceed purchase, which actually includes approximately 2,800 desks and approximately 3,200 chairs, a variety of chairs and a variety of desks. I've spent an enormous amount of time with Rob Baker, assistant principal of high school, literally walking classroom to classroom, 120 classrooms, to make sure what size furniture will fit in what size room. The desk before you is the light table that we put in at Novi Middle School, along with that chair, not that color, but that chair, and it's an adjustable chair that goes up and down for various students' heights. And that was very well received. We surveyed Novi Middle School principal or staff. We talked to many students, and it was very well received. Yet we also know that in certain classrooms at the high school that will be too big. So we have a couple different sizes of desks, a slightly modified desk for about, I think, 20 or 30 classrooms. Maybe not that many at the high school. That chair would go into every classroom, except for rooms, obviously, like art rooms, where they're at a high table. And we gave them an option, gave them a couple samples, and I actually received a persuasive essay, I think, or an email from a student about here's the kind of chair they would like, which was, I should write all my reports because it's really well written. And it's kind of more of a stool like you might see at home at a high table with a foot bar and no wheels. And I understand if you're doing art, you don't really want your chair moving all around. Does that make sense? So included in this recommendation, again, is 2,800 desks approximately, and approximately 3,200 chairs. And the great majority of them are just like that. The reason I recommended, again, this is for the furniture at the high school, and that should exceed 1.2 million, is the quantities add up to over $1,150,000. But not knowing what could happen with quantities based on students' needs or other things that may change, I did it as a not to exceed 1.2 million, so I wouldn't need to come back and say, well, we need $30,000 more. So I will update you in terms of the quantities we're ordering, but at this time it'll be between $1,150,000 and $1,200,000 for the high school. This would be installed in the second week of August is the plan right now. It would take about 3 or 4 days. We have to wait until summer school's over, and we have to wait until the Japanese school that uses about 12 or 13 classrooms is complete at the end of July. And then they will move in and literally take over the school for a few days, and it's a magic change. We have that, if you recall, we had a board work session on budget in room 255, and I believe all of you sat in that same desk. And I think most people were happy. You guys might have more paperwork than what the student might have, but it's amazing how they can put a laptop or a Chromebook in their notebook and many things there at the same time. In addition, in this recommendation is a request to purchase new cafeteria tables from Great Lakes Furniture Supply through a company called Seco. The middle school has requested to purchase new tables with really attached stools instead of loose chairs for probably obvious reasons. But really the biggest reason is these would have 8 chairs or 8 stools attached to each table. In some cases there would be 2 stools missing, so you have chairs for pull the chair up. And this way you know you're going to have 8 kids at a table instead of pulling in 12 or 14 chairs and the next table having 4 students at it or 6 students at it. This is something that is their option to purchase. They have, it's called internal activity money for this. This was not something that we planned for in the bond, so if they wanted to do this, this would be using their building funds to do this, and we received bids for all these items, and this is not to exceed $70,000 for replacement tables that would happen this summer. And again, we will properly dispose of the tables. We're probably thinking about actually with our new basketball building that's going up, maybe keeping about 20 of them for inventory for the district that we can share throughout other schools as they may need them for various presentations or meetings, whatever. So the recommendation before you is that we'll bring back to you on May 4th is to purchase furniture from VS America. That's actually through the national IPA bid, not to exceed $1.2 million, and Great Lakes Furniture Supply, dealer distributor, not to exceed $70,000 through the TCPN bid.
Okay, questions for Mr. Barr? On this purchase, Mr. Mena?
Yeah, could you explain again, unless I missed it here, why 2 vendors again?
Well, the second vendor for Great Lakes Furniture is for the cafeteria tables.
Okay.
And VS America is for the chairs and the desks, but VS America does not offer cafeteria tables. So we're actually getting them from a company called Seco, who we purchased them through the dealer distributor, Great Lakes Furniture Supply.
Are we going to be able to get something before the next vote, a little bit more detailed than this? I'm just kind of curious if we can see a little bit more of the breakdown.
Sure, I can give you the quantities of, for example, there's 60 cafeteria tables
okay.
At the high school. At the end, give you pictures of the middle school and the quantities that we have to give the quantities. And again, the quantities, the reason not to exceed was because the quantities may vary.
Right.
So I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Other questions? Comments from the board? This will come back to us at our first meeting in May. If you do think of things that you would like to have addressed or answered, if you could get that information to Dr. Matthews' office for them to address that, that would be great. And obviously, the information that Mr. Mena requested would be helpful. All right. Our next item is comments from the audience. This would be the second opportunity to make comments from the audience. These can be anything that was within the board's jurisdiction. If you could fill out a green card. And we do have someone approaching the podium. If you could identify yourself, please.
Good evening. My name is George Cortland. I live at 40471 Franklin Mill here in Millville. During your board meeting of April 13, 2017, this past Thursday, an item was brought forward that was not out on the agenda. Under the agenda item of board discussion and just prior to your adjournment, the chair addressed an issue that had been brought before the board. At this point, I'm unclear just what it is you have done regarding this issue. I understand it's not the custom of the board to engage in dialogue during the public comment section. However, I would appreciate if the few questions I have would be answered in writing, as I believe is your custom. The first question is, was a disciplinary action taken against the superintendent? And the second question would be, if so, what type of disciplinary action was that? Third question I have is, was the action placed in the superintendent's file? And leading to that, the fourth question, when, for the Open Meetings Act, did the board take the action to discipline the superintendent or whatever that action is being titled by you? And fifth question, final one, what were the results of the vote on that action? I find no record of a vote. And I know you've had some meetings that weren't broadcast or recorded, but I don't find anything in the minutes either. So thank you for listening to me tonight. And most importantly, thank you for the work that all of you do on behalf of our children. It's much appreciated, especially the event that you held tonight with the room here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And we got a card? Okay, perfect. Okay. Next item on the agenda is our superintendent's report. Dr. Matthews.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. On April 27th, 28th, and 29th, Novi High School will present the play Fiddler on the Roof. Tickets are available, and I would encourage the community to come out and support our students and also to see great performances in the theater. Also, another theater project is on Tuesday, May 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Village Oaks Elementary fourth graders will present Aladdin Jr. for kids. And if you want to see a great play and a great production, I would encourage you to go to Village Oaks Elementary on Tuesday, May 2nd at 6:30 p.m. to see that. And then finally, a parent survey is available that addresses issues related to our school and district culture. It's a survey that is similar to a student survey that we're giving to students in grades 5 through 12. I'd encourage you to take 15 minutes to complete this survey and provide us with feedback that will help us to continue to improve. An email was sent through the district listserv to all families in the district that provides a link. There will also be a link on our district website that families and parents could access as well. And so I'd encourage parents to complete the survey so that we can get feedback on our school and district culture. And that's my report for this evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Matthews. And next we have administrative reports. Dr. Matthews.
Thank you. And I will turn to my cabinet, Mr. Barr, Ms. Diglio, or Dr. Weber. And if they have anything that they would like to share with the board, this is the time that they can share that.
I have really nothing new to present except for I shared with you the budget proposals recently, and we don't expect to see any action on that for several weeks. Nothing new to share.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I will say that we are in the busiest time with hiring right now. I brought teams to 4 job fairs during spring break. So we were at MSU on April 3rd, CMU on the 4th, U of M on the 6th, and EMU on the 7th. I want to show great appreciation to Ms. Carter, Ms. Patel, Dr. Weber, Ms. Bedford, Dr. Brickey, or Mr. Brickey, and Ms. Hoppenstedt, who all gave up time during their spring break to serve at the job fairs. We saw 255 candidates. I will say we're down 45% since folks going into education, unfortunately. We have 13 openings right now for the NEA, so teaching positions. We have a lot of coaching positions and some internal positions for content area leaders. So we are busy. We've changed our marketing and our efforts to get out early and use the interview process in that and the time spent at job fairs to give more of a thorough interview to each of the candidates and get a really good feel. And so we're really excited about that piece. It's also negotiation season. So we are negotiating 4 out of 5 contracts, all but 6 people in the district. And we're also busy supporting staffing and scheduling throughout the district as things change. We received our 12th retirement notice this late afternoon. So we have 12 retirements, and we're also evaluating our evaluation system as there's going to be some changes in the law. Right now, 75% of our evaluation for our staff is instructional behaviors and 25% is student growth. In 2018-19, that's going to change to 60% instruction and 40% student growth. So there's a committee that's been in place for this year and next to identify how we're going to make those adjustments so that it benefits the growth of our teachers and complies with the law. So we are meeting about every other week with that group, and that's a group of administrators and teachers as stakeholders in that committee. So there's a lot going on, and I appreciate the opportunity to give you an update.
So we're planning right now for August 28th and 29th Impact, which is on the back of my laptop here. You can see Impact, that was the old one. Impact 17. And our team has surveyed the entire staff, asking them what they might be interested or need for professional development. So we're attending to that. Very excited that every single teacher and administrator will be going. The board's welcome to attend these as well. Our students will actually be leading professional development sessions for every teacher and administrator in our district. So Novi students and Novi alumni will be coming back to engage our teachers regarding a survey that they took 5th through 12th grade around what our kids feel they need from their educators. If we're going to honor student voice, then I think we need to walk the walk. We're working with the University of Michigan on that, some of our alumni there, and kids at Novi High School, really proud of that. I was also fortunate to go to the U of M Depression Center this week. Melissa Matson and I went there. We'll be providing training for our staff during those professional development days around what to look for kids who may be suffering from mental health issues, anxiety, depression, and so on. Again, the University of Michigan, an incredible partner there. And we're going to be further training our staff on Seesaw. If you're a parent K6 who's been enjoying Seesaw on your phone, and really something that helps us to our kids and our teachers to stay in touch with our parents, it's fantastic. I'd love to give the board a demo sometime. It's been a success this year, but we need to deepen that. So those are a few things that we're doing around Impact. Next week, I'll be presenting at the Governor's Education and Talent Summit with the head of HR for Bosch North America, Charlie Ackerman, around cultivating relationships between education and international business. I look forward to that. And this week, we had Cyrus Mistry, who's the head of Android and Google's Chromebook efforts. Actually, was at Novi High School this week, and he met with Kristen Franchi's AP Comp Sci class, and those kids lit the world on fire. They asked him a ton of questions. He was incredibly impressed. Cyrus graduated from Novi High School in 1994. He's actually valedictorian. We've been cultivating a relationship with himself and with Google as well to do some work at our high school, and that was a real delight. So I'm sure Cyrus is not watching this, but I'd like to extend my gratitude to him, and as well to Charlie Ackerman for being willing to engage in our district. U of M Depression Center, obviously, our own kids who are going to be leading PD, and thank you very much.
Questions or comments? We've got a, thank you, Mr. Cook.
A couple of questions. Mr. Barr, the Oakland County Schools budget, were you able to attend the presentation?
I couldn't go because my father had surgery in my fan, so I did go yesterday, and we'll be presenting that at the next board meeting.
Okay, thank you. And Mrs. Diglio, when I first got on this board, I asked, because I am unfamiliar with the hiring process, I'd asked for a review of the hiring process. And before we get a lot of new hires coming in, could you give the board an update and review of the hiring process prior to us receiving a lot of recommendations for hire?
Sure.
You had promised it back in October of 2015, and we still have not seen that, but it would be great if we could.
I
We have
have
three
presented to the
now.
board before, I met with you one-on-one, and I'm happy to do another presentation, especially updating some of the marketing changes we made and the efforts that I partner with Mr. Roots.
Appreciate it.
I would love to do that, yep.
We'll work with Ms. Murphy and get that up on the
Absolutely,
agenda.
I appreciate that offer, thank you.
Mr. Mena?
Yeah, Mr. Diglio, I noticed that we had a posting for a computer science high school teacher. Obviously caught my attention. I just wanted to see if you can share a little bit about that position and why it is that we were looking to fill that.
Well, that, RJ can speak to that as well. The sections are blowing up. We have one teacher, and when the high school did their scheduling, there were 6 more sections that were, actually it's a .6, so 12 more sections that were drummed up from that. So that's why a .6 is posted right now, and we're hopeful that it will get filled, and that program will continue to grow as we're seeing a lot of the STEM, and as we call it, the STEAM, growing in our school. So
That's really one of the impetus for going towards the B-STEAM in the presentation that we made. Cyrus spoke to us Wednesday and said there'll be 1 million open computer science jobs by 2020, 1 million that are needing to be filled. Now the issue is, how do we find the teachers to teach that? We are exceptionally fortunate to have Kristen Franchi who's teaching that class, and by virtue of teaching those classes, part of it is because of her. I think they're filled, but the interest is there. So now as we go out and cast that net for it, how do we find people who are willing to teach that class? Because if we know anything about the computer science industry, I know you do, Mr. Mena, you can make a very, very nice living in that field if you have that skill set. So we're going to find some creative ways, I think, to get applicants for that position.
it is, yeah, I just looked, and there's one applicant right now, and I misspoke. There are 6 new sections. Probably it's going to be run 3 and 3 on 3 first semester and 3 second semester. So I wanted to correct that, but it is a growing section, and our kids, when they schedule, they kind of they develop the schedule based on their needs and interests and where they so you'll see that flux, and we look at trending over time, what is filling, what is in demand, and that class took a very big jump in demand for what kids want.
So it's going to be multiple sections of the same class. I was just curious if we're maybe going to offer 2 different levels or 2 different options, or so they won't be the same class taught by 2 different people. Those will be 2 different separate curriculum that we're going to be teaching there.
We're actually looking at another AP computer science section and another whole course on it. The demand is incredible. You know, our Frog Force kids right now are in St. Louis, and you go back and see those kids that program our robots and things like that. Many of them have Ms. Franchi, who was here on that night. And it's stunning to see the demand that is coming. And really, when Carol shared with me tonight that we have 1 person so far that's applied for it, we're open to any creative types of things we can do to put the word out that we need teachers like this.
Great, thank you.
Just as a follow-up, we spent a lot of time with Ms. Carter and Mr. Baker and on staffing and student requests. The other area that's a very large increase this year is high school art. So there's an increase, I believe, of .6 also in high school art. So where we used to have 1 or 2 teachers in art, now we're 3.6 for next year. So art and computer programming are the 2 big boomers for next year.
So really going back to our goal of continue to provide additional opportunities and maintain our fund balance. Mrs. Stevenson, sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. Since you mentioned art, have you thought of being creative in your thought process as far as like partnering up with College of Creative Studies or schools like that?
Yes, actually one of the partners that we have is Sushin Choi, who's the provost of CCS. The IB Art Show opened this week. 4 of our kids are going to be going to CCS on that piece of it. And CCS has offered to provide mentors for us as we approach our B-STEAM piece to come in, and we actually do some professional development with CCS.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Great. Well, thank you for the updates too. It sounds like you guys are keeping your offices hopping with things going on, and I look forward to seeing your brochure of your Impact or Shoulder Series and as that comes out. I know that that's
I've attended a couple in the past, and it's been
And every board member is welcome to any of those pieces, and I think the kids will probably get a kick out of seeing you come to their meeting.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right, without anything further, we now have our committee reports. Do we have any, I don't believe we have had any committees that met. We do have a need for executive session this evening.
do.
I don't believe I mentioned that at the beginning. But we have an opportunity now then for board communication. Mrs. Glebzinski.
I had a wonderful opportunity last night to attend an event at Novi Middle School. Dr. Nell Duke is the author of a book about early literacy for preschool children called Beyond Bedtime Stories. And she did a wonderful presentation talking about ways to integrate literacy to preschoolers in fun, imaginative ways that isn't flashcard based or memorization based, but to really put the fire in young children to love books and tell stories and think critically about what's going on in the stories. And I just want to thank Julie Farkas and the Novi Public Library for their partnership in bringing Dr. Duke to the schools. I understand in the afternoon she had the opportunity to speak with our preschool teachers in kindergarten.
Correct.
And I want to thank the Novi teachers that also attended that program in the evening after a long day of school also. So Dr. Weber, thank you for, or Dr. Matthews, both of you, for bringing those individuals into our community. She just shared a wealth of creative information that if you haven't read the book and you have a preschooler, I'd encourage you. The library has a number of copies. It's called Beyond Bedtime Stories. It's well worth your time.
Dr. Matthews and I are both in awe of her. I mean, incredibly smart, but down to earth, right? Like,
yes.
Tips that any of us could use.
Yes. Great. Wonderful.
Other board communication? Mr. Mena.
Well, while we were celebrating athletics tonight, I was a bit late today as I was at the Winter Guard banquet. And we have a couple Winter Guard teams at the school. They don't quite get the pub that athletics get. We do have 31 young ladies who compete both at the varsity and JV level. Having a daughter who competes on one of those teams, I know the amount of work that's involved and the amount of commitment that these young ladies put into this program. And I was really impressed with the camaraderie seen between these young ladies and the amount of work that they put in. So thought I'd share that tonight.
Thanks for being there for them as well. All right. Well, with no additional board communication, I would entertain a motion to move into closed session for the purpose of negotiations.
So moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Mena.
Support.
And supported by Mrs. Cadwell. We need a roll call vote. Mr. Mena?
Trustee Cook?
Yes.
Trustee Hood?
Yes.
Trustee Glebzinski?
Yes.
Trustee Mena, yes. Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee O'Connor?
Yes.
Trustee Stevenson?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. We will now move into closed session. We will not be taking any other action this evening after that, just to adjourn. We do thank you for being here the whole time with us, gentlemen. It was a great evening to celebrate. I know some of you were on the swim team, I think, back there, so it's a great evening to celebrate you guys, and thanks for sticking with us. We are adjourned.